Good morning to all of you. On 23rd March, a couple of days back, the Honorable Supreme Court of India, three judges bench consisting of S. Ravindra Bhatt, Sri Lao Nageshwar Rao and Hemant Gupta, while disposing the case of Netaji Achyut Shinde alias Patil and two others versus the state of Maharashtra in criminal appeal number 121 by 2019 held that cryptic call without clear information, cryptic call, maybe a cell phone call or a telephone call, without clear information cannot be treated as FIR. So, of course, if any police officer is hearing this, definitely he can appreciate because already basically they know that according to order number 409, sub order 8 and sub order 9 also. So, which deal with the telephonic and vague information. They clearly say that such things can be made an entry only in the diary and they should not be registered as FIRs. Of course, there is a little clash here because Section 154 CRPC says that whenever the officer in charge of a police station receives information either in oral or in writing, he has to reduce it writing, he has to register the so-called FIR, things like that according to Section 154 CRPC. Even though the oral information is given, he has to register FIR. But here the point is, the other is not available. It may be a fake call, may not be a true call, or may be exaggerated, or the incident might not have at all happened. So therefore, the telegram, the cryptic telephone call, present is the cell phone calls, so they can be made an entry in the diary. That's all. They should not be registered as FIR as per order number 409. Sub-order 8 and 9 of the AP Police Manual also. Right, now if you go into the details of the case, then it will be better to appreciate, I believe. Right, so our Patil Sahib actually is in the trial court he is acquitted, but High Court has reversed the judgment of the trial court. It has convicted him along with the two others, and therefore he has to come to the Supreme Court as a final arbiter or a final appellate authority. Right. So this incident relates to crime number 80 by 2011 under section 302 read with 34 IPC of Kallam police station in Usmanabad district of Maharashtra state, which occurred on 5/7/2011 at about 5:30 p.m. or so. So it happened in a municipal complex area near Raviraj Beer Bar. So you may be knowing. So here the deceased person by name Suhas, he came to the Raviraj Beer Bar, and while he was coming out, three persons were lying in wait for him on motorcycles, and he came out suddenly. They whipped up a sword and started inflicting injuries upon him. He tried to run away. He came to the municipal complex where he fell down, and they inflicted sword injuries, fist fights, so many things. Some of them uttered, this fellow should die. All these things happened, and of course, when some other vehicle has come, all these three people have gone away in that vehicle and leaving this man, this fellow. So the neighbors have seen him and they have shifted him to the nearest hospital, and on that night, I think around 8:30 or 9 p.m. he died. Before that he gave a dying declaration also. So some person on his behalf, Ram Bihari, so they gave the FIR, and the FIR was registered in the Kallam police station at about 11:30 p.m. Right, basing on the FIR, actually the FIR contained 4 persons and 3 names were given. 4th person is not traced, actually he is still absconding. So they have given the names of the 3 persons, so case was registered against them, and they were arrested, they were sent for remand, the investigation was completed, the charge sheet has been filed, but incidentally, the trial court negated with the view of the prosecution. He has convicted only A2, Satyanadam or somebody, and A1 and A3, they were acquitted. Of course, state did not keep quiet. State has gone in appeal, and state has reversed this thing, and it has convicted. So the High Court has convicted all the 3 persons. Now the matter has come to the Supreme Court. So here the important point, of course, there are so many other things. The important point for discussion is the appellants, that means the present accused, They stated that the FIR register, that is 80/2011, is not the FIR. It is as good as only 161 CRPC statement. It is just a statement because the FIR is the information received by the police, because there was an outpost there by the police at 5:45 p.m. on that particular day. So that if that is the FIR, this will be hit by 161 statements. So that is the plea or defense taken up at the Supreme Court level. Now the bone of contention is that the original FIR is mugged up, or it is not shown only after so much of deliberations, of so much of padding, the present FIR has come into existence. Now the point is whether the information given at 5:45 p.m. can be taken as FIR or not. So please remember, here another point, even though according to 154 CRPC says that the information has to be reduced in writing, FIR has registered. At the same time, there is another point, it has to be reduced in writing, it should be read over to the deponent and admitted by him to be correct, and a copy of the FIR has to be given free of cost. So when the person is not there, how can you give a copy of FIR? How can you take his signature? And secondly, the point is, so according to order number 409 clause 8, so the information received through telegram, telephone, or presently the cell phone, they should be verified. Without verification, you cannot register the FIR. You have to make an entry in the general diary. So you may be knowing, as per section 44 of the Police Act, the police are supposed to maintain to run the general diary time by point at the particular time, hourly or something like that. They have to write and make a mention of all these things. So here the Supreme Court checked the entry number 39, which was received at 5:45 p.m. on the particular day, which says that two persons attacked an individual near municipal council complex. Two persons, yes, arrived on a motorcycle and inflicted injuries on another person in the municipal complex. So can it be the basis of FIR? It can't be. So therefore, Supreme Court did not agree, and it has relied on precedents, previously decided cases like T.T. Anthony versus State of Kerala, Damodar versus State of Rajasthan, and Surajit Sarkar versus State of West Bengal. So even though the information received orally can be treated as FIR, it has to be read over to him and then only signed to him. Such is the case. But here it is not the case. Where you receive a telephonic information, it may be authenticated, it may be false, or the incident may not at all have taken place. So therefore, friends, remember that cryptic call without clear information, without authentic information, cannot be the basis of an FIR. This is what the Supreme Court said in its judgment yesterday. So please go through the judgment. It will be useful for you also. Thank you.